Most people never realize what actually controls them. They think they are making independent decisions, independent emotions, independent judgments. They aren't. Their behavior changes with attention. Their confidence changes with validation. Their emotions change with how others react to them. And the dangerous part is, they never notice it happening. That is the difference between ordinary thinking and a Machiavellian mind. One reacts automatically. The other studies the mechanism behind the reaction itself. Once that shift begins, people stop looking the same to you. You notice hidden insecurity behind confidence. You notice emotional manipulation behind kindness. You notice weakness hiding underneath loud personalities. Suddenly, conversations become psychological patterns instead of simple interaction. That awareness changes everything internally. Because once you understand how human nature actually operates, emotional illusion starts collapsing. You stop trusting appearances immediately. You stop reacting impulsively. You stop allowing emotions to control decisions without questioning where those emotions came from first. Most people never reach this level because it feels uncomfortable. Seeing clearly destroys comforting fantasies. It forces you to recognize how predictable emotional behavior really is. But that discomfort creates power. In this video, you will understand the signs that your mind is beginning to think differently from the average person. Why silence reveals more than talking. Why emotional control creates psychological advantage. Why patience becomes more dangerous than aggression. And why understanding hidden intention changes the way you see people permanently. Watch carefully, because once you begin noticing these patterns, you stop experiencing human behavior the same way again. Number 1. The emotional disconnect. You stop letting feelings control decisions. Most people believe intelligence means thinking faster. It doesn't. Real psychological intelligence appears when emotion stops controlling decisions. That shift changes everything, because emotions distort judgment more than people realize. Anger creates impulsive actions. Attachment weakens standards. Fear shortens perspective. Excitement blinds caution. Once feelings start directing behavior, decisions stop being strategic and start becoming reactive. Very few people notice this happening inside themselves. That is why emotionally controlled individuals move differently. They pause before responding. They separate temporary feelings from long-term outcomes. They stop making choices just because the moment feels emotionally intense. Instead, they examine consequences first. That mental separation creates power immediately. Machiavelli built much of his philosophy around this principle, without framing it emotionally. People who cannot control internal reactions become easy to manipulate externally. Trigger the emotion, and the behavior follows automatically. That pattern keeps most individuals predictable their entire lives. A sharper mind breaks that pattern. Instead of asking, "How do I feel right now?" it asks, "What produces the best result later?" That single change alters behavior completely. Suddenly, emotional pressure loses influence. Guilt stops forcing unnecessary loyalty. Attraction stops overriding logic. Temporary pain stops controlling direction. Now decisions become cleaner. This does not make someone cold or emotionless. It makes them disciplined. Feelings still exist, but they no longer dominate movement. The mind observes them without obeying them automatically. That difference is rare. Most people chase emotional relief before strategic advantage. They want comfort quickly, even if comfort damages them long-term. A more calculated mindset sacrifices temporary emotional satisfaction for stronger positioning later. That is why emotionally disconnected individuals often appear calmer under pressure. While others collapse into reaction, they stay focused on structure, timing, and outcome. Their attention remains stable because feelings are no longer pulling behavior in random directions. Over time, this creates another transformation. You stop seeing emotions as commands. You start seeing them as information. And once emotions stop controlling your decisions, other people lose one of the easiest ways to control you. That realization changes relationships too. You become harder to pressure because manipulation loses access to your behavior. Emotional guilt, attention withdrawal, reactions, and validation games stop producing effect. Instead of reacting automatically, you study the intention behind emotion triggered you. That awareness creates distance between stimulus and response. Inside that distance, control begins forming. Number 2. The silent observation. You learn more by saying less. People reveal more when they think nobody is studying them. That is why silence becomes dangerous. Most conversations are filled with unnecessary talking because people fear stillness. They rush to explain themselves, react instantly, and fill every pause with noise. While they are focused on speaking, they stop paying attention to what others are exposing unconsciously. A quieter mind notices everything. The hesitation before someone answers, the sudden change in tone, the forced confidence hiding uncertainty, the emotional reaction attached to specific subjects. None of these details appear important individually. Together, they expose human nature clearly. This is where silent observation separates itself from ordinary attention. You are no longer listening only to words. You begin studying patterns, contradictions, timing, and emotional shifts underneath communication itself. Suddenly, people become easier to understand without them realizing it. That awareness changes your position in every interaction. Most individuals reveal themselves accidentally because they speak too much while emotional. Anger exposes weakness. Excitement exposes intentions. Insecurity creates over-explaining. Pride creates unnecessary displays. A patient observer collects all of this quietly, while revealing almost nothing personally. That imbalance creates advantage. Historical power was rarely built by the loudest person in the room. It was built by individuals capable of understanding others before exposing themselves. Someone who studies behavior carefully gains information without creating vulnerability. Someone who speaks constantly creates vulnerability without gaining enough information back. That difference decides control. A strategic observer also understands something deeper. Silence changes pressure inside conversations. The moment you stop reacting instantly, the other person starts revealing more, trying to regain certainty. People become uncomfortable when they cannot clearly read your thoughts. That discomfort pushes them into mistakes naturally. Now the interaction shifts psychologically. Instead of being emotionally pulled through conversation, you begin directing the pace indirectly. You choose what remains hidden. You choose what becomes visible. You stop giving every thought away automatically. Over time, this transforms your entire perception of people. You stop believing appearances immediately. You start noticing motives beneath behavior. And once observation becomes stronger than expression, very few people remain capable of deceiving you easily. This is why perceptive individuals often appear distant. They are processing information constantly, while everyone else reacts in real time. That extra awareness makes manipulation easier to detect, because hidden intentions become visible through behavior long before words confirm them. Eventually, you stop needing honesty from people. Their patterns speak loudly enough already. The less you interrupt others with expression, the more accurately human behavior reveals itself without resistance. Leave a like on the video and comment "I see differently" if your perception of people has already started changing. Number 3. The hidden intent. You instantly notice what people really want. Very few interactions are honest on the surface. Most people communicate through layers instead. The words sound harmless, emotional, confident, respectful, even caring. But underneath them sits another objective entirely. Attention, validation, influence, security, control. Human behavior almost always moves toward hidden self-interest, even when the presentation looks genuine initially. Most individuals never notice this pattern because they listen literally instead of psychologically. A sharper mind pays attention differently. Instead of focusing only on what someone says, it studies why they are saying it. That small adjustment changes perception immediately. Conversations stop feeling random. Reactions begin connecting. Motives slowly become visible beneath ordinary behavior. Someone asks personal questions too early. Someone praises strategically before requesting something later. Someone acts supportive only when advantage exists. The behavior exposes intention automatically. This awareness usually develops after disappointment. Manipulation, betrayal, rejection, and emotional deception force people to study behavior more carefully. Over time, emotional presentation stops being enough. You begin searching for the objective underneath the performance instead. That is where hidden intent becomes visible clearly. People reveal priorities through attention. Whatever constantly pulls someone mentally usually exposes what they value most. Some seek approval. Some seek emotional control. Some seek influence over social dynamics. Even subtle conversational habits begin exposing hidden motives once you understand what to observe carefully. This changes trust completely. You stop trusting confidence automatically. You stop trusting charm automatically. You stop trusting emotional language automatically. Instead, you study consistency between behavior and objective carefully. That difference protects you from manipulation, because manipulation depends heavily on surface perception. The moment you begin looking beneath presentation, psychological games lose effectiveness quickly. Another transformation happens internally too. You stop taking everything personally, because hidden motives become easier to recognize. Many actions were never truly about you. They were about insecurity, ego, validation, or advantage moving through you instead. That realization creates emotional distance naturally. Now, your judgment stops being controlled by appearances alone. You become slower to emotionally invest because patterns already reveal where certain behaviors eventually lead. Once intention becomes clearer than presentation, deception loses much of its power over you. Eventually, this perception becomes automatic. Forced kindness sounds rehearsed. Strategic vulnerability becomes easier to detect. Emotional pressure stops feeling persuasive because you can already sense the objective behind it. While others react emotionally to presentation, you remain focused on direction, incentive, and hidden purpose. That awareness creates psychological protection before manipulation ever reaches your emotions. Number 4, the controlled mask. You never reveal your full mind. The easiest person to control is the person who reveals everything immediately. Thoughts, plans, weaknesses, emotions, intentions. Once people fully understand your internal world, predicting your behavior becomes simple. Prediction creates advantage because others stop reacting naturally to you. They begin preparing for your decisions before you even make them. That is why psychological discipline requires concealment, not dishonesty. Control. Most individuals expose themselves unconsciously. Excitement makes them overshare future plans before results exist. Emotional pressure makes them reveal insecurities too early. Anger exposes weak points that calmer thinking would have hidden carefully. Every uncontrolled emotion leaks valuable information somewhere. A more calculated person understands something different. Privacy protects position. This does not mean becoming fake or emotionally empty. It means recognizing that not every thought deserves visibility. Some things become stronger when they remain internal until the correct moment appears naturally. That mindset changes behavior immediately. You stop speaking just to feel understood. You stop revealing intentions for temporary validation. You stop allowing emotion to expose your direction automatically. Now people cannot fully measure you anymore. That uncertainty creates advantage because human beings feel comfortable around predictability. The moment your internal world becomes difficult to map, others lose certainty about your reactions, limits, and next decisions. This changes interaction dynamics quickly. People begin projecting assumptions onto you because missing information creates psychological discomfort. They attempt to read hidden meaning into silence, restraint, and behavior. Meanwhile, you continue observing carefully while revealing very little personally. That imbalance protects your position. Many perceptive individuals naturally develop this trait after realizing how often openness gets weaponized against them. Vulnerabilities attract manipulation. Emotional honesty attracts exploitation from the wrong people. Overshared plans attract unnecessary interference before success arrives. Eventually, expression becomes selective instead of automatic. This creates another transformation internally. Emotional pressure loses influence because fewer psychological entry points remain visible. Others cannot easily trigger reactions when they lack access to deeper internal information. A controlled mask allows connection without surrendering complete psychological access. And once full access disappears, manipulation becomes far more difficult to maintain consistently. Over time, this restraint changes presence itself. Conversations become more intentional because words are no longer used impulsively. Reactions slow down. Observation increases. People realize they understand far less about your inner world than expected. That realization creates caution naturally. Predictable personalities feel safe because their behavior stays easy to measure. Someone difficult to read creates uncertainty. Inside uncertainty, influence weakens because certainty disappears. Number 5, the strategic distance. You stop trusting too quickly. Most people trust through emotion first. Attention, chemistry, comfort, similarity. Small experiences create quick attachment. Once attachment forms, judgment weakens naturally. Red flags become easier to ignore because emotional comfort starts controlling perception. That is why intelligent people become slower emotionally over time. Not colder, more careful. After enough manipulation, betrayal, and disappointment, something changes psychologically. You stop giving people instant access to your mind simply because they appear genuine at first. That shift protects you. Quick trust creates blind spots because emotional comfort produces assumption. The mind starts filling missing information with fantasy instead of observation. Suddenly, you are no longer studying behavior clearly. You are protecting the image you emotionally created. That image becomes dangerous. A more strategic mindset removes this weakness by delaying emotional investment. Instead of rushing into connection, attention stays focused on consistency, emotional stability, and repeated behavior patterns. Time becomes the filter. People can maintain performances briefly. Very few maintain them under pressure, frustration, temptation, or advantage. Eventually, real personality leaks through somewhere. Manipulation appears, insecurity appears. Self-interest becomes visible naturally. That is why strategic distance matters psychologically. Distance creates visibility. When attachment develops too quickly, perception narrows. You begin excusing behavior that calmer thinking would question immediately. But when distance remains intact, observation stays stronger than emotion. This changes relationships completely. You stop attaching yourself to potential. You stop confusing attention with loyalty. You stop trusting words faster than actions. Instead, trust becomes earned through repeated consistency over time. Most individuals misunderstand this completely. They think emotional openness automatically creates stronger connection. In reality, uncontrolled openness often creates vulnerability before trust has been deserved. A more disciplined mindset understands that emotional access should expand gradually as behavior proves stable repeatedly. Over time, strategic distance creates another transformation internally. You stop fearing loneliness enough to trust recklessly. That changes everything. Because once desperation for connection disappears, standards rise naturally. Emotional pressure loses influence. Validation stops controlling decisions. Now people must reveal who they truly are before reaching deeper access to your life. And that requirement removes many dangerous individuals automatically. Comment understood, and subscribe if you're starting to read people beyond their words. Number 6. The power reading. You understand weakness before others do. Weakness rarely announces itself openly. People hide it carefully. Confidence hides insecurity. Humor hides discomfort. Aggression hides fear. Attention-seeking hides emptiness. Most individuals only notice surface behavior because they react emotionally instead of observing psychologically. They hear words, see expressions, and accept presentation immediately without questioning what exists underneath it. A sharper mind notices something deeper. Behavior always leaks internal weakness eventually. Someone constantly seeking approval reveals insecurity. Someone obsessed with dominance reveals fragile control. Someone reacting emotionally to disrespect reveals unstable self-worth. The patterns become obvious once attention shifts beneath appearances. That awareness changes social understanding completely. You stop judging people only by what they project outwardly. Instead, you begin studying what their behavior is compensating for internally. Structure exposes truth. The person appearing strongest externally is often protecting the weakest internal area most aggressively. Human beings overcompensate naturally. Whatever creates insecurity internally usually receives the most external protection psychologically. That principle reveals weakness everywhere. Some people protect status desperately. Some protect ego desperately. Some protect validation desperately. Once you identify what someone protects emotionally, you begin understanding what controls them psychologically. That is where power reading becomes dangerous. Because now, emotional triggers, pressure points, and manipulation become easier to detect immediately. You understand which insecurities drive behavior long before others notice consciously. This changes your reactions too. You stop becoming intimidated by appearances automatically. Loud personalities lose influence. Forced confidence stops feeling convincing because you can already sense instability underneath it. That perception creates calmness. Most individuals react to surface behavior emotionally. A perceptive observer reacts to underlying structure instead. This removes much of the illusion surrounding social dominance, because insecurity eventually exposes itself through patterns somewhere. Another transformation happens internally too. You become more aware of your own weaknesses. That awareness matters, because hidden weakness controls behavior strongest when ignored. The moment insecurity becomes visible consciously, emotional reactions lose some of their automatic influence. Now self-control becomes stronger than emotional impulse. And once that happens, very few people remain capable of controlling your behavior easily. Number 7. The calculated patience. You wait while others destroy themselves. Most people ruin themselves through impatience. They react too early, speak too quickly, reveal emotions too openly, force outcomes before timing is ready. That pattern destroys more opportunities than failure itself. A calculated mind understands something different. Not every situation requires immediate action. Sometimes the strongest move is allowing pressure, ego, emotion, and insecurity to expose people naturally without interruption. That level of patience feels unnatural initially because emotional thinking demands instant resolution. The mind wants answers immediately. It wants movement immediately. Waiting creates discomfort because uncertainty creates psychological tension internally. Most people cannot tolerate that tension, so they react, and reaction exposes weakness automatically. A more strategic person studies timing carefully instead. They understand that emotional people eventually reveal themselves without assistance. Arrogant individuals become careless. Manipulative individuals become inconsistent. Impulsive individuals destroy their own positioning eventually. Patience allows this process to unfold naturally. That creates advantage. Instead of wasting energy fighting every battle directly, you begin allowing human nature to work against itself. Ego creates mistakes. Emotional instability creates exposure. Desperation creates bad decisions. Given enough time, most people damage themselves more effectively than external opposition ever could. This changes how conflict feels psychologically. You stop chasing immediate victory. You stop forcing emotional closure. You stop reacting just because pressure appears. Now timing becomes stronger than emotion. That difference creates calmness under pressure, because patience keeps perception clear, while others collapse into impulse. Emotional people focus only on the current moment. Calculated people focus on eventual outcome instead. That perspective changes decisions completely. Another transformation happens internally too. You become less emotionally dependent on immediate results. That matters because desperation weakens judgment. The need for instant certainty pushes people into unnecessary reactions, arguments, emotional exposure, and strategic mistakes repeatedly. Patience removes that vulnerability. Now silence feels comfortable. Waiting feels controlled. Observation becomes more valuable than emotional movement. Most individuals misunderstand patience completely. They confuse it with weakness, hesitation, or passivity. Real calculated patience works differently. It is controlled restraint designed to preserve positioning, while emotions destroy weaker minds around you naturally. Over time, this mindset creates psychological stability difficult to manipulate. Provocation loses influence because emotional urgency no longer controls behavior automatically. You stop feeling forced to react instantly to every challenge, disrespect, or emotional trigger. While others continue exposing themselves through impulse, you remain focused on timing, leverage, and long-term outcome. That patience becomes dangerous, because people eventually destroy their own position while trying unsuccessfully to disturb yours psychologically. Comment still watching if you've learned more by observing than reacting. Number 8. The Machiavelli mind. You see human nature without illusions. Most people prefer comforting lies over uncomfortable truth. That preference shapes how they see human nature completely. They trust appearances too quickly, ignore contradictions too easily, and create emotional fantasies about people instead of observing reality directly. A Machiavellian mind loses that illusion early, not because it becomes hateful, because it becomes realistic. You begin noticing that behavior is usually driven by self-interest beneath presentation. Loyalty changes under pressure. Morality changes around advantage. Respect changes around power. Human beings often adapt values depending on circumstance more than they admit openly. That realization changes perception permanently. Suddenly, social interaction stops feeling innocent. You start recognizing hidden motives beneath politeness, emotional performance beneath kindness, insecurity beneath confidence, and manipulation beneath selective generosity. The illusion disappears gradually. Most individuals resist this awareness because it feels emotionally uncomfortable. They want to believe consistency exists naturally in everyone. They want to believe words accurately represent intention. Accepting darker aspects of human nature threatens emotional comfort itself. A sharper mind chooses clarity instead. That clarity creates emotional distance from fantasy. You stop idealizing people automatically. You stop assuming good intentions without evidence. You stop expecting loyalty simply because emotional connection exists temporarily. Now, observation becomes stronger than assumption. Patterns become stronger than promises. Behavior becomes stronger than emotional presentation. That shift creates psychological protection naturally, because manipulation depends heavily on unrealistic expectation. The moment expectation becomes grounded in reality, deception loses much of its influence. You stop viewing yourself as separate from human nature completely. Ego, insecurity, validation seeking, emotional weakness, you recognize those forces inside yourself too. That awareness matters because blind self-perception creates vulnerability strongest. Now, self-observation becomes constant. You notice emotional triggers faster. You notice ego reactions faster. You notice where emotion attempts distorting judgment internally. That creates discipline. Most people remain controlled by human nature because they refuse seeing it honestly. A Machiavellian mindset works differently. It studies human behavior without emotional denial, even when truth feels uncomfortable. That realism changes everything psychologically. Because once illusions disappear, you stop expecting the world to operate emotionally and start learning how it actually operates instead. Over time, this perspective creates emotional independence, difficult to manipulate. Disappointment weakens because unrealistic expectation disappears first. Emotional pressure loses influence because motives become easier to recognize underneath behavior. While others continue reacting to appearances, you remain focused on structure, incentive, weakness, and intention. That awareness changes social positioning completely because perception becomes grounded in reality instead of emotional fantasy or hopeful illusion anymore. Very few people are comfortable seeing human nature without illusion because the moment perception sharpens, life stops feeling as simple as it did before. You begin recognizing manipulation faster. You notice insecurity hidden inside confidence. You understand how emotion quietly controls behavior without most people realizing it. That awareness separates you mentally. Not everyone wants truth. Most people prefer emotional comfort over psychological clarity. But once your mind starts noticing patterns beneath the surface, returning to blind perception becomes impossible. That is what this video was really about. Not becoming emotionless, becoming difficult to deceive. Once observation becomes stronger than reaction, everything changes internally. Decisions become calmer. Emotional pressure loses influence. People stop feeling impossible to understand because their patterns become easier to read over time. If this shifted the way you see behavior even slightly, leave a like so this mindset reaches others still trapped inside emotional thinking. Comment seeing deeper if your perception has changed after watching this. Subscribe for more dark psychology, strategic thinking, and high-level psychological awareness. And send this video to someone who still believes words reveal people better than behavior does.